Dear students, welcome to this online class. Today we will learn the lesson, The Ailing Planet, the Green Movement's Role, written by Nani Palkhiwala. This was an article that was published in the Indian Express in the year 1994. In this lesson, the author tells us about the ailing conditions of planet Earth. Planet Earth is now like a patient in declining health. The words by William Wordsworth from one of his poems, and much it grieved my heart to think what man has made of man, are very apt here. Man has become man's own enemy. He is digging his own grave. How? We will examine this in the lesson as we proceed. Come, let's begin today's class with a small presentation on the green movement's role. Let's begin this lesson.
There comes a time when we hit a certain chord, when the world must come together as one. There are people dying.
Oh, when it's time to lend a hand to life, the greatest gift of all.
We can't go on pretending day by day
that someone somehow will soon make a change.
We are all a part of God's great big family, and it's true, you know, love is all we need. We are the children. We are the ones who make a brighter day, certain stuff here. There's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. It's true, we'll make a better day, just you and me. Well, send them your heart, oh, so they know that someone cares.
So their cries for help will not be in vain.
We can't let them suffer, no.
In the light of what you saw now, let us read this lesson, The Ailing Planet, the Green Movement's Role. One cannot recall any movement in world history which has gripped the imagination of the entire human race so completely and so rapidly as the green movement which started nearly 25 years ago. Students, this is the first paragraph of the article written by Nani Palkhiwala and published in the Indian Express on 24th November 1914. Then he writes, the green movement which started nearly 25 years ago. If it was 25 years in 1994, now it's more than 50 years. The issues that Nani Palkhiwala raised regarding the declining health of the earth continue to have relevance even today. Gripped means excited or have powerful effect. The green movement had a powerful effect on the human race. Here we are told that the green movement started nearly 25 years ago. But students, you must keep one thing in mind, that this article was written and published in the Indian Express on 24th November 1994. The author also tells us that the green movement, which has gripped the imagination of the entire human race so completely and so rapidly, is such a movement which has no parallel in the world history. It had such a powerful effect on the entire human race. Students, this lesson and the issues raised are very, very relevant even today. In 1972, the world's first nationwide Green Party was founded in New Zealand. Since then, the movement has not looked back. Here we are told about the nationwide Green Party, which was founded in New Zealand in the year 1972. We have shifted, one hopes, irrevocably from the mechanistic view to a holistic and ecological view of the world. Irrevocably means finally, in an unalterable manner. Holistic means considering the whole thing to be more than collection of parts. Considering the whole thing to be more than a collection of parts. Here the author tells about shift in our perceptions from mechanistic view to a holistic view. Now, the author calls Earth as ailing planet. Why does he call the Earth as an ailing planet? He calls it an ailing planet because the signs of the Earth connected with life show that the Earth is a patient in declining health, and that is why Mother Earth is called as an ailing planet by the author Nani Palkhiwala. And he tells us that now we have shifted our perceptions. It is a shift in human perceptions as revolutionary as that introduced by Copernicus, who taught mankind in the 16th century that the Earth and the other planets revolved round the sun. It is a shift in human perceptions as revolutionary as that introduced by Copernicus, who taught mankind in the 16th century that the Earth and the other planets revolved round the sun. Thus, the shift from the mechanistic view to the holistic and ecological view of the world is revolutionary. Revolutionary means pertaining to complete change. Students, you have already learned in your earlier classes about Copernicus, the mathematician and astronomer who formulated a model of the universe that placed the sun rather than Earth at the center of the universe. In the 16th century, Copernicus taught mankind that the Earth and the other planets revolved round the sun. This was something completely different to what the people had in their minds then. For the first time in human history, there is a growing worldwide consciousness that the earth itself is a living organism, an enormous being of which we are parts. We have already shifted our perceptions from mechanistic view to a holistic and ecological one. Now we regard the earth as a living organism. It is an enormous being and we are its parts. Consciousness means awareness. People all over the world are now aware that the earth itself is a living organism. It has its own metabolic needs and vital processes which need to be respected and preserved. It stands for the earth, which means the earth has its own metabolic needs. Metabolic means capable of change. Vital means pertaining to life. Thus we understand the earth has its own metabolic needs and essential processes. The earth's vital signs reveal a patient in declining health. We have begun to realize our ethical obligations to be good stewards of the planet and responsible trustees of the legacy to future generations. Obligations means duties. Ethical means relating to morals. Stewards means custodians. Let's read this once again. The earth's vital signs reveal a patient in declining health. We have begun to realize our ethical obligations to be good stewards of the planet and responsible trustees of the legacy to future generations. In these lines, the author tells us that the signs of the earth which are connected with life show that the earth is a patient in declining health. We must realize our moral obligations to be good stewards of the planet. We must act as responsible trustees of the legacy of future generations. Legacy here means something that is inherited. The author calls earth as a patient in declining health. He also says that the people have begun to understand their moral obligations. Ethics is something or a science that tells us what is right and what is wrong. Now people know their moral obligations. Obligations means their duties. They know their obligations that they must be caretakers of the planet Earth, and also they should be responsible trustees. Trustees are people who control money or property put in trust for somebody. So we are all expected to be custodians of planet Earth and trustees. In other words, every human being on planet Earth has a moral obligation, or they have their duties, that we should not exploit the earth. We should be good custodians and trustees of the planet Earth, and we should keep it for the future generations, that is the posterity, our children and their children. Students, how could we do this? We can do this by not exploiting the environment. Now most of us pollute and through various other ways we exploit nature. We should stop exploiting nature. The concept of sustainable development was popularized in 1987 by the World Commission on Environment and Development. What is sustainable development? It is development that can be continued for a long time. Students, you have heard the term sustainable development so many times now. You have learned it in your classes what sustainable development is. The next slide will make it more clear. Okay, let's move on to the next slide and see what is sustainable development. In its report, it defined the idea as a development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their needs. That is, without stripping the natural world of resources future generations would need. Strip means to remove all things. The concept of sustainable development is well defined here. Sustainable development is the development that meets the needs of the present without putting in danger the ability of future generations to meet their needs. In other words, the present generation would not deprive the natural world of the resources the future generations would need. Students, this is what the people of the world must do. And sorry to say, this is the thing that we are not doing. We are not going for sustainable development. In its report, which means the World Commission on Environment, in the report, very clearly defined what sustainable development is. Now ask this question to yourself. Are we really preserving things for the future generation? Now, if you just look back into history and look around you, you will find how Mother Earth, planet Earth is exploited. What could you do in this regard? Let us talk about very simple things. Let us not waste water. Let us not waste paper. You know, we are in the habit of overusing water, wasting water. And we are in the habit of wasting lot of paper. So, these are two very small things. If you take care, we can do a lot to save the world, to save planet Earth, and we can also give something to the future generation. Okay?
Sustainable development. Everybody's talking about it. But what do those two words really mean? Let's take a couple of minutes to see what sustainable development is all about.
The idea first emerged in the late 1980s as a response to the world's growing social and environmental problems.
With globalization, the inequality gap between rich and poor countries is widening every day, and the projections for population growth are alarming. How are we going to feed a total of 9 billion people in 2050? How can we offer everyone access to clean drinking water, healthcare, education? How can we protect biodiversity and take concrete action against climate change? How can we make sure that industrial development means progress for everyone? The proposed solution was a new kind of development, or rather a variation of the traditional model called, quite simply, sustainable development. The term was officially defined in 1987 as part of the preparations for the Rio Earth Summit. Sustainable development is development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. Does that sound a little abstract to you? Let's put it this way. Sustainable development means that growth must be accomplished with respect for nature and humankind. And where is sustainability achieved? Right here at the crossroads of economic goals, social responsibility and environmental protection.
Students, just now you watched a commentary on sustainable development, and I hope you have understood the concept of sustainable development by now. Let's move on. In the zoo at Lusaka, Zambia, there is a cage where the notice reads, "The world's most dangerous animal. Inside the cage, there is no animal but a mirror where you see yourself." At this point, I am reminded of what William Wordsworth wrote in his poem, Lines Written in Early Spring. He writes, "And much it grieved my heart to think what man has made of man." Here it means man has become man's own greatest enemy. Man is man's own enemy. The author mentions the zoo at Lusaka, Zambia, in order to drive home the point that man is the most dangerous animal on earth. That's what I too tried to give you by quoting the lines from a poem written by William Shakespeare. It's man himself who is his own enemy, and man is the most dangerous animal in the world. Take it in the sense that man is responsible in exploiting the nature and causing a lot of destruction in this world. That's why we call man a dangerous animal. Thanks to the efforts of a number of agencies in different countries, a new awareness has dawned upon the most dangerous animal in the world. He has realized the wisdom of shifting from a system-based domination to one based on partnership. Dawned means became obvious or clear. Dawned means became obvious. Domination, as you know, means control or influence. Domination means control or influence. By partnership, we mean relationship. Partnership means relationship. In the previous slide, man was termed as the most dangerous animal in the world. Now man, the most dangerous animal, has realized the wisdom of shifting from a system based on domination to one based on partnership. Earlier, people were of the opinion that they are on planet Earth to dominate all other creatures and all other things of this world. Now there is a shift in this thought. Now man has realized that it should not be one of domination, but one based on partnership. Man is not in this world to dominate other things, but should give opportunity to the other creatures on planet Earth. Scientists have catalogued about 1.4 million living species with which mankind shares the earth. Students, you know the meaning of the word catalogued. Cataloged means arranged in a list. So far we have catalogued 1.4 million species with which mankind shares the earth. So what do we understand here? I lose the count when the 1.4 million is mentioned here. Just imagine the number of species living on planet Earth. The scientists are able to catalog 1.4 million living species on planet Earth. In other words, scientists have arranged list of 1.4 million living species on Earth besides man. Students, just try to write down the other living species with which mankind shares the earth. How many living species do you know? How many of them can you name? Just take a piece of paper and try to put down the names of other living species with which we share the planet Earth. It would be a wonderful idea to do so. Estimates vary widely as regards the still uncatalogued living species. Biologists reckon that about 3 to 100 million other living species still languish unnamed ignominious darkness. The word reckon here means to think or have an opinion. To think or have an opinion. Languish means forced to stay somewhere. Forced to stay somewhere. Ignominious means disgraceful. Ignominious means disgraceful. Students, scientists have arranged a list of about 1.4 million living species. The number of unlisted species is much more. It varies from 3 to 100 million according to various estimates. These species still remain unknown and unidentified. Thus the author tells us in this passage that though we are able to list 1.4 million living species, there are still 3 to 100 million species according to various estimates which are still unknown and unidentified. One of the early international commissions which dealt inter alia with the question of ecology and environment was Brand Commission, which had a distinguished Indian as one of its members, Mr. L.K. Jha. Inter alia means among other things. Distinguished means eminent, remarkable or well known. The Brand Commission was the first international commission to deal with the questions of ecology and environment. And we had a distinguished Indian as one of its members, Mr. L.K. Jha. And this commission, the Brand Commission, was constituted to look into the question of ecology and environment. The first Brand report raised the question, are we to leave our successors a scorched planet of advancing deserts, impoverished landscapes and ailing environment? The word scorched means passed by heat. Advancing means spreading. And impoverished means made poor. Impoverished, made poor. Students, the Brand Commission was the first international commission to deal with the question of ecology and environment. The first Brand report raised the question whether we were to leave our successors, that is the coming generation, a dried earth of increasing deserts, poor landscapes and ailing environment. I would request each one of you to ask this question to yourself. See the condition of the world now. See the way people exploit the environment. And this question is a burning question now. Are we to leave our successors a scorched planet of advancing deserts and poor landscapes and ailing environment? We are told that the deserts are advancing, means increasing. With this question, I end today's class. In the meantime, ask this question to yourself. What can be done to save planet Earth? How could you contribute individually to save Mother Earth? Something must be done. Something must be done very urgently to save ourselves and also do something for the posterity, the future generation. In our next class, we will read more about it and try to understand this question. Students, let us look at 2-3 very simple things. Those could be done to save planet Earth. Dear students, do you know where I am standing now? I am on the terrace of our main building, Alfonso School building. See behind me, these are all solar panels. Why have we placed all these solar panels on the terrace? This is to give you and give us green energy. It is a new initiative on the part of Alfonso School. We are going for green energy, and by this we are making use of the sunlight to harness energy. Do likewise and maintain or keep our environment clean. Dear students, this fruit tree was planted in the year 2016. It was planted as part of the Orma Marav initiative. Now just see how big is this tree. We must all plant trees and make our surroundings green. Follow this example and make the campus green. Okay? Dear students, the tree that you saw just now was planted in the year 2016. And see the big difference. Alfonso campus has become a green campus now. And I show you all these in order to bring about an awareness that we must plant more and more trees to make our nature green. We must keep the environment clean. And today onwards, don't miss any chance to plant trees in order to keep our surroundings clean and green. Okay? Thank you.